Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be setting up our horizontal spreads for the next week in July. And I've got these mound liners here ready to go, as well as this washi tape I may use, and these sticker books which I'll pull from. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started by laying down a piece of wax paper and taping it down. Just going to use some fresh tape here since my other ones are getting kind of dingy and not holding too well. So this week I decided that I was going to pull out my Year to Shine sticker book and use these pink and coral colored florals with the copper accents. I've had these in my stash for a while and just kind of thought like it would be a nice week to do something a little different. I'm gonna save the plannable challenge this week for my health spread and just do whatever I felt like here on my horizontal. So I'm going to start out by placing some of these florals here in the corner. I'm thinking I'm going to do maybe like a triangular shape with the design, having florals in both corners on the edges and then something in the center and near the top so that it's kind of balanced out like a triangle. So here I'm just trying to place in these florals so that they look good and kind of create a little collage here between those and the coppery branch elements that are there on the sheet as well. This is where I was trying to decide exactly how I wanted to lay it out and when I decided on that triangular theme. Another way that I was going to do this spread was maybe do florals just down the spine or on the borders. But I didn't think I had enough to fill all the space I would need for that to look good. So this was a way for me to use a little bit less stickers and still get a clean and nice effect. It does take me a little bit to figure out exactly how I want this to look though, so please bear with me. It does take a while to get there this week. Some weeks it just flows and some weeks I just fiddle and try to get it exactly how I imagine it in my head, so this week was one of those weeks. So here I'm trying to maneuver around the holes because I don't want anything to really be cut off, and am trying to work with the leftover pieces I have here up at the top, try to create a little bit of a moment there, but because I have this one that's just a flower head, having a hard time incorporating that into the spread. So I figured I'd just trim off this guy a little bit and then maybe make a stem for it from the bottom of that piece. But I didn't like the angle, that wasn't quite working for me, so I'm going to try it in a different way, see if I can get it to feel a little bit more natural. Still not working for me. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up and try something else. I'm going to trim off the leaves on this side, and that way I have a little bit more leeway with this side of the floral and try to make a space for that other head of the floral to come out. Okay, so I think that's pretty good for right now. Got a nice balance going there. And we're going to go ahead and flip through this book and just look for some other elements I can add in here on the spread. I have been pretty busy lately, so I saw that long box and thought that might be useful next week, just because I have had so many things pop up of late that need to be done. So that should come in handy next week, and I'll lay that in for items that need to be done at some point during the week, but maybe not necessarily on a specific day. Just kind of do a running list there. I'm also going to pull in a few items that I see that I just think will be complementary to the spread, moving things in. I do want to kind of accent more of that copper since the florals have a lot of the copper colors, so I'll be kind of leaning into the stickers that have a copper accent to them. And I thought these might be nice for focus boxes, maybe tilted on their side or hanging down like a banner, but I don't know, they felt a little awkward when I actually tried to lay them on the page, so side against those. Do like this copper colorful box. I don't know what you would call it. Oh, I'm just going to call it a focus box. But I like that it's strongly copper since I am trying to bring in those feels, so I'll have that in there and see what else I can find. I am steering towards the things that are about getting my goals done or just, you know, keep plugging along. Those are speaking to me this week. Got a lot of things I'm just trying to get done. It's been difficult, to say the least. If you guys are fans of my Etsy shop, you know I've been trying to get out my 2022 planner listings. It's a lot, you guys. There's over 200 listings. It's just taking me a long time, and a lot of the work is really repetitive, which is not my favorite thing, so just trying to gear myself up to get it done and get it out to you guys so you guys can start using it. That's my goal for myself. It's taken way longer than I had hoped. You know, life's tough. But I'm going to try to do better, try to get it done, because I know you guys are eager to get started on, you know, planning out next year. There's a lot of you who use your planners for work and things, and you have a lot of events that go already into 2022. So anyway, long story short, I'm really working hard to get it done. I'm just trying to stay focused and get it out to you guys. So thank you for your patience if you've been eagerly awaiting those planners. So I've moved in a few more items and taken away a few items too. I had seen some smaller copper florals on the earlier pages in the book that I didn't realize were there, so I was going to try to incorporate them, but then I just felt like it made things a little too busy, so I backed off of that. And now I'm seeing if I might like that long box on the opposite side and maybe move things around and see if I like that any better. Really mainly thought about this more for functionality, so that things would feel a little bit more functional, but I don't know. I move things around and then it doesn't feel the same to me, so then I end up going back, which you'll see pretty soon here. I also pulled in that time to shine, which I think is a nice quote, the goals, and then I have that vision at the very bottom that are kind of like large, clear sticker quotes. My idea was to kind of spread them around at first, but then I realized I like them better linked in with one of those groupings of florals, kind of making more of a cluster feel with a quote. So you're going to see me move things around, but that's really where I'm going to start to lean as far as those 3 quotes I pulled. I'm opening up here my minimalist sticker book now and just am looking for any kind of complementary stickers that might go with these other stickers that I pulled. And the only one I really ended up pulling was that one just now that I thought I might use to cover up the header on the copper box. But I realized that the color I thought was copper as far as foil was actually rose gold in this book, so I would have to steer away from the mixing of metals. I'm not a big fan of that, and was looking for other options. And then I had this free spirit sticker book which has plenty of copper in it, but just wasn't loving anything else to pull in here. So honestly, other than that one header at this point, I've only used the Year to Shine sticker book. Okay, so now I wanted to pull in some washi. So get ready to ride the struggle bus, you guys. You know me and my washi struggles. I don't know why. I do mess around with my spreads quite a bit, but for some reason washi just always gives me a hard time. I just never feel comfortable with the way I lay it in and how it's layered, and I don't know. So I finally get to a happy place late in the video, but it takes a while. So if you want to skip ahead, I would not blame you, but this takes me a bit to figure out how I want this washi to lay in and how I want it to layer and how I want it to stack, because there's also like how far one goes out, how far one goes in, and it's a science that I haven't mastered yet. But anyway, so you can see me kind of figure this all out right now for the next few minutes. I do like the added texture that the washi brings in with that, little bit of color and pattern. So I did work really hard to keep it as part of the spread, and I really liked the combination of the 3 washis that I did pull. 2 of which I got out of an Amazon pack of kind of minimal colors, which is really nice. And that, as well as anything else I'm using, will be linked below in the video description if you're looking for something in particular. So everything except for the darker pink washi is from that pack, and then this kind of dark pink washi with the confetti white dots. That one was actually from a Michaels pack I picked up recently that I think they've discontinued. So if I can find the link, I'll add it, but just know that one might be a little bit harder for me to find for you guys. So I figured out that I like it going from dark to medium to light from bottom to top. So I'm layering that darker pink one on the bottom, the coral one in the middle, and then the white dotted one on top. So the color layering is good, but now just getting the right feels for each little grouping, that's always a challenge for me. So, and like, do you cut them all just straight or on a diagonal, or mix it up, make it look a little bit more fresh? How far does one go out and go in? And it just, all of that, like, it's just never easy for me for some reason. And I always ride the struggle bus with the washi, even though I love washi. I love the added feels of it. Just, I don't know. I need a master class. I've said this before. Somebody guide me to a video where they talk just about layering washi so that I can learn how to do it right and save you guys a bunch of time. I think we're getting somewhere. I'm starting to feel better about it, but placement is now the problem as far as like where it is on the spread. I'm not real happy with my options here. I'm always thinking about keeping things functional. I want to make sure I have a space for my focus boxes and for my checklist for each day. So I can't really place this washi in a place that will hinder me using the spread functionally. That's always another challenge I'm always thinking of. That's probably why it takes me so long to get stuff done on my spreads, because I don't want to place something and then totally ruin a day's worth of functionality where I can't put something on Tuesday because I've covered it with decor. I'm always trying to be mindful of that when I'm laying down stickers. So that does end up taking me quite a bit more time to keep things looking good and functional, which is why, yeah, that sometimes I'm riding the struggle bus for longer than most. So I did find another copper box to pull in, which I'm really excited about because I really like the balance of having both sides have a strong copper element like that. So I am maneuvering again the washi tape, just trying to find a happy place for some of these other items and balance out the structure of the washi tape. I think 3 is the magic number. It's usually a better number than 4 or 6 or just 2. 3 helps things feel better. Just, I don't know why. 3 and 5 are better numbers than 4 and 6 when it comes to laying things out interestingly on a spread. It's a design thing. Why we gravitate towards that, I don't know, but it just works. So I'm happy with the 3 little clusters of washi tape. I've also got the quotes kind of moved around a little bit where I feel better about them, as well as the copper element. So I think at this point I'm ready to move stuff over, and we're going to go ahead and get started with this bottom floral cluster. Since they touch some of those darker lines, I'm going to use my Sakura white opaque pen and white out the background of that line behind those stickers so that it's not so dark. You don't see like a dark black line behind them. I'm also going to fix the alignment here with this washi tape, covering up the header on this copper box. And just looking to see how things were laid out so I can move it over properly. Go ahead and start with this guy. And again, I'm going to use that white out pen. And that just helps things look a little bit cleaner. And moving over that long box now, trying to get it centered there on the spread. And I decided to move that goals header inside so that I'd have a little bit more room on the edge for the checklist. I was going to move this vision sticker kind of inside there in that little space, which I think would have looked nice, but again, I wasn't really sure if that was going to work functionally. It was going to kind of cover up part of that long box, which I didn't want to have happen. But I definitely wanted to have room in case there was some kind of focus for the day. So I pushed it up a little bit on the spread so that I would have room below it to write in if there was something important that I needed to remember for that day. And I'm going to go ahead and move over some of the other elements on the opposite side of the page. I'm going to leave the bottom for the end because I think I'm going to need to roll it off so that it all comes off at once instead of trying to move it over by hand, because there's so many light, thin elements. It was not coming up off the wax paper very happily. And whiting out again behind the floral here. And here's where I'm going to just try to roll that off, but first I'm going to white it out ahead of time if I can in most places. Just trying to see how this will lay out on the page. I think it was tilted slightly more to the edge before, so just trying to work that off. And adding in that time to shine now, just so I can make sure it was all balanced out. And I'm just going to trim off the excess there. So lastly, I'm going to break out my mile liners and add in those checklists. And once I'm done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. and we'll see you next time. Bye!